Hello, I'm PowerMax, and I'm going to be reviewing the Skyray King by Skyray. For comparison, I got a equivalent of a 2AA mag, my old Ultrafire WF502B, and of course the Skyray King. Let's take a look at it, shall we? So when you first open it up, you get spare O-rings. Can't really see that on the camera. A lanyard. And some instructions. Sorry YouTubers, I don't have video editing software, so deal with it, I guess. Instructions are written in Chinese, so throw that away. And here's the light itself. First thing you'll notice about the light is that it is a golden color. And I think it only comes in gold. I haven't seen it in any other colors. There it is in comparison with my other lights. It's short and fat. I think it's got a little 2 1/4 inch diameter to it, so it's quite fat. It's got 3 XML LEDs in there, totaling in 2,000 lumens. Compared to this, in real world, 600 lumens, and this probably about 10 lumens. So let's take it to the test. Actually, the next thing I wanted to talk about was the battery types. This uses 2 AA batteries. You know, this one uses an 18650 battery. Here I have a Solar Force lithium ion battery, 2,400 milliamp hours. And this one also uses lithium ion batteries, or 18650 batteries. I'm sorry about that. Here I have 4 tenergy batteries. That's what it's designed to hold. I put a solder blob on the top of them, so they make better contact with the contacts in there. I put a lot of solder all over everything just to keep the contacts from wearing away. Works fairly well. Screw it back on there. And that's the light. Taking a closer look at it, here's what it looks like. I'm going to try to show every single feature on this light. It's got like a little crenulated bezel on it with 3 things. It's got a little Skyray logo there, button, and you can see kind of look of it, basic look of it. A little logo at the bottom, whatever that's supposed to be, I don't know. Looks like a 3-blade thing, don't know. Lots of heat sinking fins, and this flashlight does get warm, so that's good. Means it's dissipating heat. So, not much more to the light than that, other than the striking gold color. So, this light is a simple on-off light. On, off. Simple enough. This light has 5 modes on it. You can see how pretty badly scratched up and stuff this light is from the abuse that it's gotten. So first turn it on. High. See everything fairly clearly. Easily shines about 200 feet. Here's low. Well, that was medium. This is low. 10 lumens about. Strobe. And SOS. And of course the Skyray King. Puts out an obnoxious amount of light. It's also got a low mode. Off, high, low, off, And while you're in a high, if you hold and press it for a while, it'll go into the strobe mode, which is a little bit slower than the ultrafire light. Press it again, it's in high again, it's in low, off. A little bit complicated to get into the strobe, but no one needs that. And you also have to cycle through the modes, high, low, off, high, low, off, high, low, off, sort of thing. So people find that annoying. I don't really care. It gets me to one or the other mode quickly, so I see it as a benefit. Okay then, and the last light I have is this little light that goes on your head. 2 LEDs in there. I'm assuming it's probably about like 3 lumens or so. Not very bright, not very amazing, kind of pitiful. Okay, let's take these lights to the test now. My first light's the snap-on. Not very impressive, but it does have a tight beam and it does have a warm light to it. So those are the 2 benefits I have with this light. Can't see it on the camera, but I can see the beam out easily to probably about 30 feet. Though it doesn't light up anything. See the tree right there? You can't really see it on the camera. But I can see everything fairly clearly with this light. Oh, power pig right there. Yeah, I wish it showed up on camera. And here it is on the ground. That's about how much light is cast on a power pig. So my next light to test is the ultrafire, working in the darkness here. So this one puts out a lot of light. It lights up everything on high. No problem. Easily shines 200, 300, 400 feet probably. Nah, it's not 400 feet. Probably like 350 feet, something like that. And it just lights up everything. Very, very, very bright. Low or medium. Lights up everything too. And this is about the equivalent of the Skyray King on low, this light in medium. They're just about equal. And on the lowest, it's probably around 10 lumens, I'm assuming. Lights up. Yeah, it doesn't go very far. It's definitely brighter than my little snap-on light, even in the lowest mode. But the beam is very floody. That's one thing about this light. It's floody and it doesn't shine very far. Well, it does shine very far just because of the brightness of it, but it would shine a hell of a lot further if it were brighter or more focused. And my last light is the Skyray King. If I can find a button on it, it's on the side, so you have to kind of fiddle around with it to find it. It lights up everything. You can see it on the camera. What you see on the camera would probably be the equivalent brightness of what my light looked like. And this Skyray King just lights up everything. It looks like this. It looks like daylight out here. I mean, no problem. Looks like a giant lightsaber in the sky now. Can't really see on the camera. Looks like a giant lightsaber shining into the sky. You can see it's really smoky out. It just lights up everything. No doubt about that. That's too bright. So next mode is low. This is the equivalent of the ultrafire in medium, and this is supposed to be around around 200 lumens, where the high is 2000. So puts out a decent amount of light. And by the way, the flickering you see in the camera, or the lines that you see streaking across, have to do with the way the shutter moves on the camera and the PWM on the light. Which is another point about this light. People say that they're sensitive to PWM on this light. You know, the average person isn't gonna notice that. So it's not a big deal unless you're a hardcore geek and you don't like that. You could probably put a supercapacitor across the LEDs or something like that to smooth it out. Whatever. Then you'll probably lose your strobe mode, but you know, oh well. So this is on low. It still lights up everything. I mean, I can see the tops of trees, the ground, just about everything. And the last mode is strobe. High, medium, low. High, medium, low. High, high, press and hold it. Strobe, press it again. High, medium, low. So that's the UI on this light. And my last light is the headlight. Doesn't really show up very well at distances on camera. And this is the light that's the bluest of them all. This light has the worst color temperature at like 12,000 K or so. Cheap Chinese LEDs, crappy, but they go a decent distance. They have okay throw to them, and it's good for close-up applications and lasting a long time. So that's about it. Another pros of all of the Skyray King include brightness, affordability. Some people will say $50 is a lot, other people will say it's very little. And the quality so far seems to be very good. And the cons of this light, the only cons I can really think of this light, trying to think of some cons of this light. I really have none. Its size, I guess. It's a little fat in the hand. Not a real big deal. Takes a while for the batteries to recharge. It takes 4 of them, but it'll take as little as 1. You can literally just stick 1 battery in there and it'll work off that, though it won't last its rated longevity. People will say that the way this works is kind of annoying, where you have to go through the modes to turn it off. You have to double press it when you're in high to turn it off, and things like that. I really don't find it a big deal. Another thing people will complain about is PWM, and let me show that to you. Like on low, if you were to move your eyeballs up and down quickly enough, I don't know if I can see this on the camera, you can see that it creates like a dotted line versus something like that where it's more continuous. So people complain about that. I don't find it a big deal. And yeah, that's about it. It's a very impressive light. For $50, I would say I value it at $50. I'm not a hardcore flashlight guy that's going to spend $250 on a Nightcore TM11, which is basically a cheap clone of that light. And that's really all I have to say. Thanks for watching. Please rate and view and comment. Bye.